Anyways, we are live. What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 20. Dude, every single week, 24 of the Hot Stove Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Nunez, and I'm here with my co-hosts.
Josh.
Mark.
Austin.
I'm proud of you guys. That was the first normal intro we've done in like 3 months. On this episode of the podcast, first of all, if you're new here after the fantasy baseball episode, which is now our second most popular episode behind the fantasy basketball episode. So if you're new here, hello. This is what you'll get normally is 3 people you can see and 1 person you can't talking about nothing. So if you want to stick around, thanks. In the meantime, for a couple housekeeping notes, make sure to follow us on Twitter at Hot Stove Pod on Twitter. That's Hot Stove Pod on Twitter. Here on the YouTube side, make sure to smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, smash the notification button, and leave a comment if you feel like commenting. So this week, what we're going to be doing on the show is we're going to be doing our MLB season preview. Opening day is what? We're officially like 40 hours away from opening day. 1 p.m. on Thursday. Huge time. So we're going to be going division by division, talking the big storylines of the offseason and the season to come, and then we'll be making award picks. And probably, do we want to make I can't remember last year if we made World Series pick. Yeah, we'll absolutely make a World Series pick. Fuck that. Never mind. I forgot. So we'll definitely make our award picks and our World Series picks before the season starts. So when we reconvene at the All-Star break, for example, we'll see just how wrong we were, because that's usually how this show goes. So without further ado, we'll also next week, preview the show next week as well. We'll be doing a NFL offseason recap now that the free agency period has kind of died down. We'll talk about some of the bigger signings and where teams sit going into the draft in a few weeks. And we'll also be, Mark, Josh, and Austin will be breaking down the Masters next weekend. So should be some fun content coming soon. But before we get into baseball, we'll also do a quick recap of, because it'll be the day after the national championship. We'll do a quick recap of our brackets. We'll see what happened, what went wrong, what we got right, what we got wrong.
How many points Gonzaga won by?
A lot. The answer is going to be a lot. In the meantime, without further ado, we have some trivia today, as we do every single week. Got some trivia for you on the show, all of them baseball related, because we got a baseball podcast today. So all 3 of these involve, not necessarily advanced stats, but they all involve different stats, for example. So do you guys want to talk about, I'll give you the choice of question: exit velocity, home runs, or stolen bases?
Let's start with the steals.
Okay. All right. Mark has chosen. We're starting with the steals. Over the past 3 seasons, since the start of 2018, only 3 players in Major League Baseball have had at least 1,000 plate appearances and have stolen bases at an 85% clip. Minimum of 30 attempts, by the way. That's important. So minimum of 30 attempts over the last 3 seasons. What player has an 85% success rate or higher? What 3 players?
Trey Turner.
Trey Turner is incorrect.
Wow. That was
fast.
That was
Acuna?
my guess.
Ronald Acuna is also incorrect.
Wow.
I'll give you a hint. They are all outfielders.
Yeah, I figured.
Wow.
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout is one of them.
Yep.
Mike Trout has the highest stolen base success rate in baseball over the last 3 seasons. He's 36 of 41, which is 87.8%. So yes, Mike Trout is one.
Mookie.
Mookie Betts is not correct.
Got to be thinking guys who don't steal bases. That's the trick.
Well, there are guys who steal bases at least a little bit.
Christian Yelich.
Christian Yelich is also correct. Over the last 3 seasons, he is 56 of 64, which is 87.5%.
And Cody Bellinger.
Cody Bellinger is incorrect. I'll give you a hint for the third one. This player is on a different team this season than he was last season.
Nolan Arenado. Oh, no, he's not an outfielder.
Correct, but no, it's not Nolan Arenado. Let me finish. This player is on a different team than he was last season. Not necessarily a new team, but a different team.
What the?
Yasiel Puig.
Not currently on a roster.
What the heck?
Trying to think of people who went back to an old team.
Yeah.
And also, I'll say that he changed leagues this offseason.
What are we talking about? I got nothing.
I'm out.
Is it Malik Smith?
I don't think Malik Smith has changed teams, but no, it is not Malik Smith.
Who? The quarterback for the football team last year?
Yeah, Alex Smith.
I mean, what are we talking about?
I can tell you this player is a World Series champion.
No. World Series champion.
Yep.
Jonathan VR?
Is Jonathan VR a World Series champion?
Yeah.
Play
Or,
second
no,
base.
that was the year before. My bad.
He also plays second base. That's true.
Hey, he plays a lot of outfield too.
No, it's not Jonathan VR.
I'm out. I give up. I'm a quitter. Quitters prosper.
What league are they going to play in this year?
The American League.
Is it? This is going to be a really strange guess. Cameron Maben?
This is incorrect. This is an incorrect guess.
What?
Is Cameron Maben on a roster?
I think so.
I'll look that up.
Is he on a roster?
I thought he was.
He's in the Chicago Cubs organization. I don't know if he's making.
Oh, that's right. He went to the Cubs again.
It's not Cameron Maben.
Jackie Bradley Jr.
Incorrect.
I don't hate that guess. I'm out. I got nothing.
Anybody else have a final answer? Oh, he was a World Series champion in 2019 with the Washington Nationals. The name is Adam Eaton.
Wow.
Adam Eaton over the last 3 seasons is 27 of 31 on stolen bases, which is an 87.1%.
See, I didn't think he had the plate appearances.
Yeah,
I thought he was hurt too much. That's why I didn't think of him.
I didn't know he played baseball. That was what I had.
He's going back. He's now back with the team that drafted him with the White Sox this year. So,
Excuse me?
all right.
I didn't know he played baseball.
Okay, next question. Do you want home runs or exit velocity? Austin, why don't you pick?
Well, now the easy one's out of the way. We can do exit velocity.
Okay. All right. So this one should not be too difficult. but we will see. Since the beginning of
Judge.
shush. All right. Since the beginning of 2019, 3 Twins players are in the top 6 of average exit velocity. I'm not going to ask you to tell me who those Twins players are. The answer is Miguel Sano, Nelson Cruz, and Max Kepler are the 3 in the top 6.
That Nazi.
I want you to name the 3 in the top 6 that don't play for the Twins.
Aaron Judge.
Mark is right. Aaron Judge is first in average exit velocity over that span.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Incorrect.
Giancarlo Stanton.
Incorrect. I will tell you that these 2 players, one of them is an outfielder, one of them is an infielder.
Luke.
Juan
Daddy Voit.
Soto. Juan Soto.
Luke, Daddy Voit, and Juan Soto are both incorrect answers.
Oof. Manny Machado.
Incorrect.
Tough.
Fernando Tatis.
Incorrect.
Mike Trout.
Incorrect.
Marcelo Zuna.
Incorrect. I'll tell you this.
That's a really good guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
it
very
is.
good guess. Christian
Oh.
Christian Yelich.
Christian Yelich.
It's taken forever, but I finally slipped up on that one. Christian Yelich was the outfielder. I'll give you each a point because I messed up on that one. So everybody gets a point there. Okay, so the last one, the infielder, plays in the American League.
Jose Ramirez.
Incorrect. He's a personal favorite of Josh Boeheim.
Marcus Semien?
No.
What?
Personal.
Personal.
Josh.
I only say that because of what he mentioned on in our fantasy draft last week.
Oh, Jose Altuve.
Incorrect.
Wow.
Who the hell did I?
Alex Bregman.
Wow.
Also incorrect.
All right, I'll give one more big.
Oh, Matt Chapman.
Austin, that is correct. Matt Chapman is the answer.
I was thinking about guys I drafted. I'm not gonna lie. I guess Big Daddy and other. I was like,
If I remember correctly, you were upset that you didn't draft Matt Chapman.
Yeah, you
did I
played
get no?
both
I got
corner
Chapman. I
infielders.
didn't get Matt. I didn't get Olsen too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted both.
He wanted
Yeah,
the Mats. Right.
I wanted both Matts from Oakland. Yeah.
Okay.
Adam robbed me.
All right. My apologies. Christian Yelich was the third one. He was the third answer. Anyways, that's the home runs question. So, as we may know, Luke Voit is out for an indeterminate amount of time with a meniscus tear that he's having surgery to repair. So, the starting first baseman for the New York Yankees breaking camp will be Jay Bruce. So, I got a Jay Bruce related question for you. Since the start of 2019, Jay Bruce has 32 home runs in 406 at-bats.
Oh, shit.
Of the 77 players with more than 32 home runs since the start of 2019, there's only one player that has fewer at-bats than Jay Bruce. Who is it?
Luke Voit.
Incorrect.
Jock Peterson.
No. I will give you a hint. That's a good guess, though, because he's a platoon bat. I'll give you a hint. My hint is that I cannot tell you the position.
Kyle Schwarber.
No.
That-
That's exactly what I
Shohei
was
Ohtani.
No. It doesn't mean that he's a DH. It means that if I told you the position, it would give it away.
I was
JT
going
Real Muto.
Incorrect.
Who hits?
Tatis?
Not Tatis.
Position. Give it away.
Think of a position that gets largely less plate appearances than the other positions. Josh may have been on the right path here.
Are we talking?
Edwin Encarnacion.
We're talking catchers. Jesus, what the hell are we going on? No,
Yeah, I got
No, it's not Edwin Encarnacion.
Salvador Perez.
No.
No, it's is it Mitch Garver?
Mark, you are correct. Mitch Garver,
Oh
since the
my
start of
God.
2019, has 33 home runs and 383 at-bats.
What are we talking about? Mitch? Who?
He's the starting
Catcher
catcher
for
for the
the
Minnesota
Twins.
Twins.
Who?
Yeah, so
I
that's
like
our-
it.
Unbelievable.
it's our Jay Bruce related question there. So thank you for playing. I'll update everybody on the scores because I forgot to. As of right now, Mark is in first place with 65 points. Josh is in second with 57. Austin is in third with 51. And I am in last with 37. Excuse me, trivia points. So we will return next week with more trivia. Give me 1 second. I got to pull up. I know I'm going to need Baseball Reference and Roster Resource to do the show today. So give me 1 second. Somebody want to vamp about something?
Vamp.
Vamp.
Have you gotten out on the links yet?
I have.
Yeah. How'd you shoot?
I played last week. Last Wednesday it was 42 and rainy.
Nice.
I shot 89.
Wait, did you go? Wow, that's okay. Have you been to Telmeric?
No. Wait, what?
It's in. I think it's called Telmeric. It's in Oswego.
Tamarack.
Tamarack. That's
I played there a couple times last year.
okay.
Yeah,
I played there once
I've only been out the once this year, but
Okay. Where do you go in Oswego? What's your course?
Tamarack.
Oh, it is your okay. Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna make a golfing trip to Oswego, and I'll come hang out for the weekend, and we'll go golfing.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
No, bro, I'll be there. I'll be on the links with you guys.
Dude, Nunez, come on out.
I'm not doing it.
Come on, man.
I told you want to see somebody shoot 400.
Come
Let's do
on, man.
I've never
I'm gonna
swung a
shoot.
golf club before.
It's all part of the fun. Get a couple brews in ya.
Yeah,
I can't tell if your reaction to me shooting 89 was like, oh wow, or wow, this guy fucking sucks for how much.
No. It was wow because if I shot under 95, I'd probably blow you.
True. I mean, my score would be closer to Nunez's than Mark's probably.
Look, I get it in the hole at some point. That's all I can guarantee you. Okay. Anyways,
That's all I tell my girlfriend too.
I'll
Be on next week. I'll be on next week.
So it's time for our Major League Baseball 2021 season preview. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to go division by division. We'll talk, like I said, we'll talk about the major storylines of the division. We'll talk about the offseason, where we think they're going this season. And then I think at the end of each division, we'll give a division winner and whether or not we think that there will be a wild card team out of that division. So whatever playoff teams we see coming out of the division. Reminder, this year, there is no extended play or expanded playoffs format. So there's only 2 wild card teams this season rather than 3. So just keep that in the back of your noggin. Anyways, we're going to start with the first one that comes up here on Roster Resource. That's the National League West. So I'm going to ask the panel here the simple question about the National League West.
No.
You don't even know what the question was.
Can someone beat the Dodgers?
All right, maybe that was the question.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
maybe
are
that-
the Padres better than the Dodgers?
maybe that was the question. You got me. You got me. You got me with that one. You care to tell me why the answer is no?
MLB's rigged. No. I don't.
Okay, wait. Pause.
don't know.
Sorry. Speaking of sports that are rigged, by the way, I wanted to talk about this before we started, but I just remembered. Did anybody see that non-call in the Baylor-UConn game last night?
Yes.
Yes.
Whoa. You mean non-call? I thought it was fine.
Are you joking?
I don't know. Because
I saw
they
the
got
picture, and then I was like, huh, there's clearly contact there. That's a foul. And then I saw the video.
As a man who watched that game on purely an enjoying basis,
That's cap.
I love women's
0%.
college basketball. I love women's college basketball.
You were someone who doesn't care because you bet UConn, if I'm going to take a wild guess.
That's fair. They didn't cover anyways. But the possession before that, I thought UConn got robbed.
They
got an over the back. There was a no call. So it was
To be fair,
were letting them play out there.
to be fair,
Let's be
I
clear.
didn't watch the game.
okay.
For what that's worth. So I know none of the context behind it. I just know that was a shot that had the foul been called, they could have tied the game and not
Yes.
lost. And that was an egregious call that I don't give a shit whether or not it wasn't called on something wasn't called on the other end of the floor. That's a call that needs to be made. Like that was there were
Context,
2
yeah.
people making contact with it. Like it was, there's no.
Yeah, I mean it was just a blatant foul.
Yeah. Anyways, Austin, tell me about the National West.
I'll give you a huge in-depth analysis here. Two teams are really, really good, and three teams are okay. One team is going to be really, really, really bad. And
Okay,
the
can
two
we
other
agree
teams,
that that's the Rockies you're talking about?
yes,
Okay, just making
the
sure.
two other teams are going to be probably not terrible, but just off the fact that they have to play the Dodgers and Padres 20 times each, their records are going to be terrible. So forget about it. I don't see a wild card in this division, but I see the Dodgers having or you know what I meant. The other three teams.
No,
You know what I meant.
was like,
I was gonna
No,
say,
you know what I
wait
meant.
a
You know what I meant. You know what I meant. You know what I meant. There's two division winners in this division. All right. But the Dodgers, I think, have the experience. I mean, they just won it all. I think they have added pieces since that. They do lose their best player, Jock Peterson, but
It's fair.
you think that they just have the experience and everything going together that's gonna edge out the Padres. Well, I do think the Padres have equivalent talent. They just don't have guys who have been there before, who just went on a long playoff run and stuff like that.
Yeah, and well, here's the thing, right? Like, I would probably, I'm gonna take a guess. I don't know how hot of a take it is. I'll take the Padres to win the division in the regular season, for the simple fact that to win the division, you don't have to have been there before.
Yeah.
You can stumble your way into a division title with equal talent. I think the World Series hangover is a thing. So I have a feeling, and I'm also fairly concerned about Cody Bellinger's shoulder, to be honest with you. So I can see it in my crystal ball. I can see the Dodgers getting off to a slow start, like a slow pre-All-Star break, right? Like they won't be bad. That's for certain, right? But I can see them not being like super dominant. And then once we come out of the All-Star break, they go on a tear, and the Padres maybe just edge them out and win the division.
So exactly what happened 2 years ago, except with the Dodgers still winning the division.
Yeah. What team was it 2 years ago?
The Nationals did it and they won the World Series, but the Dodgers also did it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not quite like that because the Nationals were the Nationals a wild card team that year. Like they just barely snuck into the playoffs.
Yes, they beat the Brewers in the wild card game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Dodgers would be handily the first wild card team, in this dream scenario, right? So I don't think it'd be quite. It's not quite like the Nationals. It's not quite like the St. Louis Blues a couple of years ago that were the worst team in hockey going into the All-Star break and won the Stanley Cup.
No, but I was saying what the Dodgers did that a couple of years ago as well. They were like 500 at the All-Star break, and then they went to the World Series.
Yeah, I remember that. That was insane.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it'll kind of be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, what say you?
I agree with you. I personally have the Padres winning this division. And I don't even think it's necessarily because the Dodgers are going to get off to a super slow start. I just think the Padres are that good. I agree with Austin in the sense that I don't know how deep of a run they'll make. But I think this team is talented enough to just win the division. And so they're my pick in the West. It's going to be a tight race. I'd be shocked. More than 2 games separated it, but
yeah, I mean, if for nothing else, the Padres are going to be a lot of fun this year.
Oh yeah,
Slam Diego is back. We're in it.
Yeah, they're going to be so much fun.
Not only is Slam Diego back, but like their pitching staff is so good.
It's ridiculous.
Not even just their rotation, but they went and added Mark Melanson. They went and added who else did they add? I'm forgetting the name. They had someone else in their bullpen that I can't remember.
They added a couple more like fringe guys.
Yeah, I have roster resource open. I don't know why I'm not looking at it, but and even then, like you have the health questions about Denilson Lamet, and I think they're warranted. But even then, they added Keone Keller. As well. So let's see here. Yeah. But even then, they revamped the top of their rotation. They're starting three. Their top three starters are guys who weren't on the roster last year in Yu Darvish, Blake Snell, and Joe Musgrove. To add to Chris Paddock, Adrian Morejon, you have Mackenzie Gore still waiting in the wings, if and when they decide to bring him up again this year. So even if Dinelson Lamet's health isn't the best, and I have questions about it personally, I'm afraid of that of his elbow, basically, right? I mean, he could be fine. Is he starting the year on the injured list? I think
Yes, he is.
he is. Okay, so that was my concern, right? Because we came into spring training and Chase Tingler was like, "Nah, he'll be fine," and that felt fine. And
Yeah.
but then he got through a couple of starts, and now here we are. He's on the injured list again. Like it's one of those things where like there's a possibility that he comes back and he's fine for 2 months, and then the next day he needs Tommy John surgery. Like it's going to be super random like that, to be honest with you. But I think they did enough even then to kind of, get around that at least, right? And I know Trent Grisham and Austin Nola are going to be starting the year on the IL. Neither of them are too serious, so they should be good to go from the start. They're going to be a lot of fun this year. Like I said, I have the Padres winning the division and the Dodgers making the wild card. Literally right behind them.
Yeah,
being about similar in record. What about you, Josh?
I mean, you know me, not knowing much. I kind of am leaning towards the Padres in the regular season. I can see their spunk, their youthfulness, there, and I think sometimes guys who have more experience don't care as much about the regular season, almost just waiting for October, to step it up. Not that they're not going to just not try in the regular season for the Dodgers, but I think the Padres want to go out and win a division title. So I like the Padres.
All right. Let's move on to everyone's least favorite division. That's I'm kidding, because the American League Central exists. We're going to talk about the National League Central.
They both stink.
The American League Central. The American League Central stinks more. I think we can agree on that. Now the National League Central at least has 3 teams that could be good.
Yeah, like they have 3 teams. They have 3 teams that could win 85 games, and the American League Central has 1 team that could win 98 games. So
right, and the Twins are still good. Come on.
Now, and the Chicago White Sox win the World Series. So like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I mean,
what did you say, Josh?
I said the Chicago White Sox could win the World Series. I mean,
yeah, like
they very well could.
You got some firepower.
So good the Pirates.
I'm not convinced that the White Sox aren't the best team in the American League. I think I've been pretty steadfast on that on this show, mostly because of my large concerns about the Yankees pitching staff. But we'll get to that when we get to that, right? So, National League Central. It's a confusing division. It has been for a few years now. I don't know what's going on with basically like the 3 top teams in the division seem to be in weird spots, right? Like the Cardinals can't decide. They're basically in this weird limbo spot where like they're too good to be bad, but like they're not good enough to be in win now mode. You know what I mean? And the Cubs are like on the opposite side of that, right? Like their window has kind of closed, but like not really. And they've started to rebuild, but not really, like it's, yeah, I don't know. And then the Brewers the Brewers are the best team in the division. Their lineup is a little suspect. Once you get past like the top 4 or 5. But I really, really, really like the Brewers pitching staff. So you know me, I'm a pitching guy, right? It's like I will take the Brewers to win the National League Central. What say everybody else?
I will take the St. Louis Cardinals. I really like the Cardinals pitching staff. I like Flaherty a lot. I think the Cardinals always have these guys who will come up in the middle of the year and just be good. Like they might not be great pitchers, like we've seen it. Like it happened to Shelby Miller, it happened to Joe Kelly, it happened to Michael Waka. It's like
It was the hell's his name? Miles Michaelis like 3 years ago.
well, yeah, he signed out of Korea.
Yeah.
But like there's always guys that are just randomly good on the Cardinals. So like I'm never too worried about the Cardinals pitching staff. There's something in the water in St. Louis that makes pitchers better. Wainwright's coming off of a really nice year. And I think it wouldn't be, too surprising to see him have another solid year as a mid-rotation starter. I mean, this is a guy who was really good for a really long time, and that curveball is still vicious.
Yeah. He's done a little bit of retooling over the last year and a half or so that have kept his has made his longevity pretty impressive.
And then in the lineup, Paul DeJong is a solid shortstop. Molina, obviously, the offense isn't what it used to be, but he can still provide. He's still going to do a lot for that offense and defense, especially. Then on the corners, you got Goldschmidt, you got Arenado. Dylan Carlson's a really nice piece to have in the outfield. I like Harrison Bader a lot. Like, there's a lot of really good pieces on this Cardinals team that I think will have. I really would be surprised if anyone else won that division other than St. Louis.
Yeah, I'm gonna back Mark here. I think the Cardinals are my favorite. Also, I think they're the only team that actively tried to win this division in the offseason. Who I mean, they made the big splash trade, obviously, with $50 million and whatever the hell else they gave for Nolan Arenado. I think contrary to what you're saying, Nunez, I think they think they're still win now. I think they're thinking they got the last year or two of their gap.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what I was saying. Like, my thing is like they're in this limbo spot of like they're certainly not bad. But I'm not as sure 100% of the moves that they've made have put them into like the ultimate competitor tier. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
That's fair. That's fair. I think because of how bad the rest of the division is, I think that they're going to be seen it. They're kind of going to be that like locked 3 seed in my mind in the playoffs if they win it. And then like they're gonna have the talks like, ooh, are they gonna? And then they're gonna get upset by whichever team doesn't win the NL West in the first round. Like it rocked. So it doesn't.
I don't think that would be considered an upset.
Technical. It's a technical upset. But I think due to the lack of competitiveness, really all throughout the division, thanks to the worst team in the league, probably with the Pirates, a young roster in Cincinnati that gave up anything that they loved, and Cubs. I think the Cubs are actually pretty bad. I don't like a lot.
Cubs are so confusing to me.
I think they're pretty bad. I'd be surprised if the Cubs had a good season.
The Cubs have a good lineup still, but boy, that pitching staff is poopy.
Yeah,
this is bad.
You also have a guy who, in my opinion, could just mess around and win a Cy Young in Kyle Hendricks. Like, that guy's really good. I
know. I struggle with that because Kyle Hendricks is a guy to me like I don't know as if he has, regardless of whether or not it matters or should matter. I have a hard time believing that Kyle Hendricks could win a Cy Young only because A, he's not on a very good team, and B, the strikeouts aren't going to be there really. I
think he gets enough though. It's not like you strike out 3.5 guys per 9 innings. It's like 6.5, 7, I think.
Yeah,
like,
that's not like enough in 2021 baseball.
I think it is like because he's one of those guys who could just go out and have a 2.1 ERA. He's done it in the past. We've seen him go out and dominate guys, and it's like I don't know. I really like Hendricks. I think that lineup could sneaky be a top 3 lineup in the National League if everyone stays healthy and everyone like plays well. You got Bryant, who's won an MVP. Contreras has shown he's really good. Baez was an MVP finalist. I think Rizzo was an MVP finalist one year. I don't like Jason Hayward, but he had a really nice year last year. David Bodie's solid. Like there's guys that move around. There's a lot of guys that can hit. It's just this Cubs team is so confusing because then he gets to the bullpen and Craig Kimbrell is pitching like Jeff Weaver. And
their bullpen could not imaginably be worse. Like Craig Kimbrell is going to get like 30 saves this year, with like a 5.7 ERA or something like that.
But also, maybe he could have a good year. Like, I'll never count out a great year from Craig Kimbrell. That guy had too many great years in Atlanta for me to count him out at all.
Oh, and Boston.
He had one great year in Boston and one decent year.
Yeah.
But
So I at this point, I think I've firmly entrenched myself in the Craig Kimbrell is no longer good section.
but he still throws hard, and that knuckle curve is still moving. Like, it's not like he's lost all of his velocity and his curveball doesn't snap anymore. It's just he's got to be more consistent in the strike zone, and that's all it boils down to. And so I think if he can, if he got, I've heard reports that his command is better, like got better over the offseason. This could be an Aaron Boone saying that Gary Sanchez is a better defender. Like, it could be the same thing, but
yeah, I think it might end up being something like that because I heard those as well, and then the spring did not go very well for Craig Kimbrell. Like it was more of the same of the last year and a half. But hey, who knows, right?
Wow. I mean, I'll tell you what I had for notes on this division. I wrote, "Who cares?" and then put the Pirates at the bottom. But I do think the Cardinals are gonna win the division. I don't know. I honestly wouldn't be shocked if the Cubs won the division. Wouldn't be shocked if the Brewers won the division. Wouldn't be shocked if anyone won the division with less than 85 wins.
yeah.
All right. Well, that division's pretty boring. So let's move on to the National League East, which is one of the more exciting divisions in baseball this year. In terms of, to me, it's probably the most exciting division in baseball in terms of top to bottom, because I think at most there's going to be 2 playoff spots available unless something goes catastrophically wrong in the National League West.
Mhm.
And I think all 5 of these teams have the capability to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I could see. I think the Marlins are the least likely, in my opinion.
Yeah, but also they literally just made the playoffs.
Yeah, but that's one of those things. I don't know how much I'm buying into it in a 60-game season sort of thing. Like, I like quite a few of the pieces the Marlins have. This isn't a knock on the Marlins. I think they're going to be a hell of a spoiler at the end of the year. But they're the ones I'm not too sure about. But the rest of these teams, I think it's going to be a dogfight.
It's funny you mentioned that because I think, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like I've given up on the Phillies being like an elite team, like an elite, like actual division contender in the East here. Like
They have disappointed everybody so many times that I'm not surprised. But
yeah,
See,
and with this exact lineup, the last 2 years they've disappointed.
This is exactly. I was just thinking about this before the show, and I'm like, I think I'm fully in on the Phillies this year, and it's partially because I kind of see between, I think Soto and Harper, not to jinx, but I think those guys are going to be next level in this division, and I think Harper's supporting cast is just a little better. I know like Trey Turner, obviously, and other studs down in Washington, but like, I don't know. Like, I love Didi. I love Realmuto. I love Gene Segura actually this year too. I think his supporting cast in Philly. I like Philly this year. I don't know, something weird. It's just, you're right though. They've been so underwhelming that no smart man should bet them. But I've never said I'm a smart man.
So underwhelming because like it's hinging so much on guys who are either in the twilight of their careers. If you want to add a Andrew McCutchen, for example, or Gene Segura, or guys who like so heavily rely on park factors like Didi, who relies so much on a right field short porch to be able to generate a lot of his power. And then once you go beyond the lineup, I think they definitively have 2 good starters. I don't know whether or not Zach Eflin is good still, to be candid. And then they're up there with the Cubs in terms of one of the worst bullpens in baseball. Like, I don't think it's all that controversial to say that. They might be going with Jose Alvarado as their closer this year, maybe.
Okay, that guy's filthy.
That guy is pretty filthy.
He doesn't have like the numbers he should.
Yeah.
But he throws that like 101 mile an hour 2-seamer that moves a foot and a half, and
right. but even then, like I don't know as if I would have ever considered Jose Alvarado to be like a closer type. Like I feel like that's a guy you want in some setup situations. He's also the only lefty in their bullpen, I think, so I'm not 100% sure they'll go with him for saves, but it is what it is. I don't know. The Phillies are a team I feel weird about. Like I think most people would consider this a division of 2 tiers, right? Like people would consider the Braves and the Mets to be at the top, and then the other 3 teams in the next tier below, right? Mm-hmm. I kind of agree with that.
I would probably throw the Nationals in that top tier too.
But
I don't think the Nationals are too far behind those 2 teams.
I would actually split it up more. I would have it 3 tiers. I would have the top 2 teams, or even if you wanted to have the Braves in their own tier because they've already done it. Then you have the Mets and the Nats in the second tier, and then the Marlins and the Phillies in the third tier. And again, I'm still not convinced that I wouldn't pick the Phillies to finish last in this division.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I think those 3 teams, the Braves, Mets, and Nats, I really like the Braves or the Mets have, a couple, like I'd say 1 star. I'd say Francisco Lindor is the only star on that team. I'm still not entirely sold on Alonso before
in the lineup, you mean?
In the lineup, I mean,
yeah.
In the lineup. And the Nationals have Juan Soto. He's the star. And then there's a couple.
Not only is he the star, he's quite possibly the best hitter in baseball. So yeah,
But like, and then the Nationals have guys like Trey Turner and Josh Bell and Kyle Schwarber and like nice pieces around. And the Mets have Pete Alonso and Michael Conforto and Brandon Nimmo, nice pieces. But then you get to the rotations.
I will say, I'm sorry to cut you off again.
Yeah.
I will say, I feel like collectively we're underselling just how good Trey Turner is.
Oh yeah. He's very good.
In the fact that even I don't know what the hell they're doing with this lineup where they're batting Victor Robles leadoff and then Trey Turner third. Seems like a bad idea to me, but it is what it is. But Trey Turner is a legitimate like 300 plus hitter, like in a best case scenario, 300 plus hitter, 30 plus home runs, 35 plus steals. Like that's.
I think the home run numbers are a little bit of an aberration.
Probably
I see him more of like a 15 to 20 home run guy, which
probably. But I'm saying like that's a best case scenario.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying with that.
And
Josh Bell has been destroying the baseball so far this spring.
Yeah, he's got like 13 home runs.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that lineup is better than even we've made it out to be a little bit.
Yeah,
it gets really thin past like once you get past the top half of it, it gets really thin really quickly.
I think the Mets lineup gets thin too, though. I'm not sold on JD Davis yet. James McCann, I think, is a solid catcher, but I don't know if his offense is going to be there. Like I like James McCann more than most Mets fans do, but I'm still not entirely so. I think there's a lot of question marks still on that Mets team.
I would probably take the Mets lineup over the Nats lineup. I mean, Jeff McNeil's a pretty safe bet to hit 300 plus. You have Dom Smith, who, if he can find a way to play even slightly below average defense in left field, so he can play every day, is a legitimate like 290, 30 plus home run kind of bat. Like he's supremely talented at the plate.
I think part of this is just me. I never thought Dom Smith was going to be that good. Like I saw him in the minors. I saw him like at multiple different levels. I never liked his swing. I never really thought he was going to be great. And I hope he proves me wrong, but I think that's just part of my, I think that was a fluke last year.
Yeah, it's difficult to tell too, because all of his major league experience he's had about a full season in the majors. But it's been spread over 2 seasons. So I don't know, that's kind of difficult to gauge. Really. Yeah. But I also think that the Mets and the Nats are difficult, right? Because I see them pretty similarly, actually. But I would put the Mets ahead just because I think the Mets lineup is a little better. And although the rotation isn't as good, even though I have my questions about the Nats rotation, specifically Patrick Corbin. I don't know. It's difficult. I think they're very, very close. but the Nats, I mean, they got Josh Harrison starting at second base. So
Hey,
you tell me.
Have
don't
some
knock
respect.
the JA kid.
Yeah, don't knock Detroit Tigers great Josh Harrison. Am I right?
Pittsburgh Pirate great.
I've been trying to think this whole time and I can't think of it. Who is the Nationals catcher? I don't know the answer.
Jan Gomes.
What did you say, Mark?
Jan
Jan
Don
Gomes?
Gomes?
Yeah.
That guy's still alive?
Oh yeah. Have some. All you're doing, you're just knocking down these players. Have some respect. Mark's
Oh, it's
gone.
Jan Gomes, and their backup is Alex Avila.
I remember that bum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy is.
Tiger's great.
No.
I mean, how many Tigers greats are there, by the way? What you got? You hold on to Austin.
Roaming around. Yeah, I mean, we
That's
talked
two.
about Cameron Maben earlier, man.
I think
What, Miggy Ordonez? Maglio Ordonez?
Maglio Ordonez. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, these are great players he's talking about, and he's just putting them all down.
All right.
Have
Well,
some
Mark and I,
respect.
even though Mark is gone,
Mark's gone.
Mark and I have done enough talking. Why don't you guys tell me what you think about the NL East? Specifically Austin. I haven't heard too much
Well,
from Austin.
funny enough, I have the Braves at the top, and then I have the next two teams splitting hairs, the Nationals and Mets. I, for what you'll find out later in our award show, have the Nationals edging out the Mets as the 2 and getting in, and the Mets being the Mets somehow this year and not making the playoffs, even though they should easily make the playoffs. I just
Well,
somehow
they're starting
see,
it now by not extending Francisco Lindor. So
yeah. I could just see it happening. I could just see the Mets doing this weird thing where they're like just in control the whole way, and then the last like 15 games of the season, like something happens and they just fall apart, and all Mets fans explode and they don't even know what to think.
yeah, I will probably. So wait, I didn't even give my picks. I'd pick the Braves at the top. I would probably. I think sneaky for the Braves World Series chances this year, by the way, is their addition to Charlie Morton. But I would take the Braves at the top, and then I'd probably take the Nats over the Mets in the East in the wild card spot, because basically what Austin said. But I think they're just better managed
Yeah.
than the Mets are, regardless of questionable postseason managing. But hey, Dusty Baker's not there anymore, so I guess that doesn't come into occasion.
Yeah, I think it all stands on Washington pitchers staying healthy. Also, I mean,
And
Strasburg
Patrick Corbin
Scherzer,
being even like close to good. Like he's been terrible last year and so far in the spring this year. There's a real chance that at 32 years old that he just doesn't have it anymore, honestly. Being quite frank with you.
take it easy, man.
I think he'll be fine.
Well, because his velocity is well down. It's actually, I can't say that. It was down last year. It was back up, not quite. It's back up at 90 this year, which is where it was during the season last year. He's usually around 92.5 with his fastball.
I think he'll make an adjustment, like throwing more of those sliders because he's got such a good slider, and like throw more two-seamer sliders instead of relying on his fastball so much. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, well, then my question becomes, like, this is the problem, I think, with Patrick Corbin is, like, when you're a pitcher that's that slider reliant, your body tends to break down a little earlier. Because of how taxing that is on your arms. So I'm not saying, of course, nothing's definite, right? And he could very well go out there and prove me wrong, right? Like, I'm not saying I know anything for certain, but question.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is the Marlins stink, Nunez.
That's not
Hear me
true.
out. They stink. They aren't winning 70 games.
You're a crazy person.
Let it be known.
Let it be known. Austin, next week, are you going to give us the results of Let It Be Known?
Yeah, I'll give the results of Let It Be Known next week.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So let's move on to the American League. Start over in the American League West is where we'll start. I think it's a pretty interesting division. Really interesting, actually.
There's one team that fascinates me.
Well, you got a lot of moving parts on the AL West, right? You have the the Astros losing George Springer. Verlander's not going to pitch at all this year. I think the Astros pitching staff outside of Greinke and Ryan Presley is really sus. Like really sus. Especially if Framber Valdez misses extensive time, right?
Yeah.
Their lineup should still be good, even though their outfield is concerning. I forgot there was someone since Miles Straw's on the IL. I forgot who's going to be starting in like center field for me. It ain't great. I can tell you that much.
Their outfield's going to be, I think it's Jordan Alvarez, unless he DHs.
He will most likely DH.
Yeah. Kyle Tucker is going to be out there.
Yeah. They have Miles Straw currently listed in there on roster resource, but it's looking like Chas McCormick.
Yeah, Chas McCormick. Yeah.
Would be the fill-in should Miles Straw miss time. I don't know about you, but I've never heard of Chas McCormick in it before.
I've heard the name before.
I don't know. So the lineup should still be good. I think personally, the interesting story here is a team we might finally get the Mike Trout playoff experience this year.
Yeah.
I think it's coming. I think we're at just the right time.
He's been there once.
Yes, I know.
And he had a terrible series against the Orioles back. Remember when the Orioles were good?
No, I don't. Did Adam Jones play for that team when they were good?
That was 2014, I believe.
I got to look up the 2014 Orioles because I could not tell you a thing.
King Chris Davis.
Was that Chris Davis's 50 home run season?
No, that was 2013.
Oh.
But this might have been 13. But yeah, it was those Adam Jones, Machado, Chris Davis. Chris Tillman was their best starter.
Nelson Cruz played for the Orioles?
Oh yeah. He was signed there 1 year after his PED suspension and then hit 40 home runs and said, "Screw you all, I can still do this."
That's true. He did hit 40 home runs in 20. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
He did hit 40 home runs
I think was Mark Trumbo on that team?
Yeah.
Right. Big bat.
It
He
does
also
not
hit
look like
40?
Mark Trumbo was on this team.
Oh, really?
It looks like that the lineup was Caleb Joseph at catcher.
Yep.
Chris Davis, Jonathan Scope at second.
Oh.
Current Detroit Tigers legend, Jonathan Scope. JJ Hardy at shortstop. Manny Machado, and then it's David Lau in left.
David Lau stunk.
Adam Jones in center and Nick Markakis in right.
Yep.
He also had Steve Big Dick Daddy Steve Pierce coming off the bench. And a young Christian Walker also, for what that's worth, currently with
Arizona.
Let's see their pitching staff. Ooh, this is not great.
I think it was Chris Tillman. Wade LeBlanc might have been on that team.
I don't see Wade LeBlanc.
Okay.
Jeremy Guthrie? Tell me Jeremy Guthrie. Give it to me.
I don't see Jeremy Guthrie.
No, he was on the Orioles at that point, or the Royals at that point.
It looks like here that their rotation, they ran a 6-man rotation that year. And it was Chris Tillman, Wei Yin Chen,
yeah.
Bud Norris, Miguel Gonzalez, Ubaldo Jimenez,
Wow,
and Kevin Gausman.
Kevin Gausman.
Their bullpen was really good that year. You had Britton, Darren O'Day, Brad Brock when he was still good.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Miller was also in that bullpen.
Yeah, that was a really good bullpen.
Yeah. So 2014 Orioles. Am I right, everybody? They went to the ALCS. That's crazy.
Yeah.
They got swept by the Royals that year. Yeah.
I thought that was that year. What a
Hear me
gross
out.
year.
The Royals that year, was Mark Trumbo on that team?
Let's see.
Yeah, he wasn't he?
Mark Trumbo never played for the Royals.
Mark Trumbo was not on the Royals. You know who was on the Royals that year? Raul Ibanez.
That was the year they
I was
played.
thinking Billy Butler, yeah.
No, they played the All-Star game there, and Trumbo was in the All-Star game and in the home run derby, I think, is what I'm thinking. Because I'm thinking of that park, obviously, great park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have Trumbo been an Angel at that time?
He might
He might have been a Diamondback.
Where was Mark Trumbo in 2014?
I'm looking it up. Calm down.
I think he was in Arizona.
In 2014, Mark Trumbo played for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Correct. He had 235 with 14 home runs that year.
How short-lived was that guy's career?
He played from 2010 to 2019.
He came up, hit bombs with the Angels, went to Arizona, stunk, had one great year in Baltimore, and then was
One great year, meaning 2016, he hit 47 home runs.
yeah.
Led the majors in home runs in 2016.
Yeah.
And then pieced the hell out 2 years later.
Anyways, what the hell were we talking about? Oh yeah, the American League West.
Yeah.
And I think that this year we're gonna be getting the second Mike Trout Mike Trout playoff experience.
I hope so.
That's the team that fascinates me, is the Angels, because if Ohtani stays healthy, man, that's the whole thing. Dylan Bundy was good last year. Their bullpen is god awful.
To me, Dylan Bundy is such a clear change of scenery guy.
Yeah.
Which is good for him. I will say their bullpen has gotten better in the last couple of days. They signed Steve Cishek and Tony Watson.
And no Ramirez, I think.
I don't see it here on Roster Resource, but you are probably correct.
Oh, I thought they got him too.
And they did trade for Raisel Iglesias this offseason. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. I completely forgot about that.
They did an entire overhaul. They have two guys in their bullpen who were in their bullpen last year. So.
Mm-hmm.
Healthy Ohtani.
Yeah,
name
hopefully
a better
that's
2,
better.
3, 4.
Name a better 2.
Yeah, I know.
Also, you know who's been really good this spring? Justin Upton's back. If he's
No.
I'm not kidding. Let me pull up his spring stats real quick.
Yeah, he's had a really good spring. I mean, that guy, he can just flat out hit.
Well, it's health, right? At this point,
Yeah.
like he seems
We're talking about Tigers legend Justin Upton.
Tigers legend Justin Upton, correct? Justin Upton, as of 3 days ago, so they played a couple games since then, but has hit 378 with 4 home runs in the Cactus League so far this year. 2 of his 4 home runs went over the batter's eye.
Yeah.
He also has 2 steals this offseason. I'm not saying that means anything, but
Well, I think they're going to need him to be good because he's going to be in a spot in the lineup where he's always going to be up with guys on base.
yeah, he's going to be. Roster Resource has him hitting 5th, which I think is correct.
Yeah, and if he stays healthy and stuff this year, he might just drive in 130 runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, but yes. I guess.
I mean, with Ohtani, Trout, and Rendon in front of him,
I will pay every viewer who listens to this $100 cash if this man hits 130 RBIs this year.
I'm just saying. I think the guy can hit.
I mean, that would lead the majors in RBI. That's pretty lofty. Yeah.
I like the passion there, Mark. I'll go
I do. I like the passion. I'm wondering. I think for me most about the Angels lineup here is I'm wondering how much playing time they're going to give to Jared Walsh, especially because they need to get a lefty bat in there. They have one lefty in their lineup. That's Ohtani.
Well, actually, who played really well last year was Fletcher. If he plays,
that guy's good.
he played last year. I mean, that is a death.
David Fletcher's like the quintessential leadoff man.
Yeah.
He's gonna get on base a shit ton. That's all he'll do.
Singles. It's not even funny.
Yeah. That's all. That's the only thing he'll do is get on base.
He's gonna have 130 runs.
That's very possible.
Yeah.
130 is a lot, but you know what I mean. But what I'm saying is Jared Walsh was a rookie last year. Came up and played pretty well. And the only problem is that he's a first baseman. And they still have Albert Pujols for one more year. So we'll see, I guess, what they do with that. But Jared Walsh, he's 20. He's almost 28. Jesus.
What do you guys think about the A's chances?
I think they'll be fine. I never have any idea.
Yeah. That's how I felt.
Yeah, I have no clue what they're doing, basically, is what it is. They signed Jed Lowry and Mitch Moreland, and they traded for Elvis Andrus. That was their
Is
offseason.
Lowry's still alive?
Yes, he's going to be their starting second baseman.
Where did Simeon go? Didn't he leave?
He went to Toronto.
Yeah. Well, he kind of stunk it up the joint the last couple of years with them. Not gonna lie.
Just last year, the year before.
Yeah.
He was
2019, he was
Oh
an
yeah,
MVP
it was,
finalist.
yeah, it was last year when he batted like 101.
Yeah, but then he had a really good postseason. It was just one of those things. I think he sort of found it late in the year.
He could have used the extra 100 games.
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, I never know with Oakland. I think Oakland every year is the hard. Like between them and Tampa Bay, they're the hardest team to predict.
Yeah.
Like, so I think they'll be good. They're always good. What? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I will say I don't have the A's making the playoffs this year.
Nor do I.
How many postseason spots do you have coming out of the West?
Just one. Just the division winner. And for me, that's the Angels this year.
I have two. I got the Astros as well.
Yeah. Look, man, you can never count out the Astros.
You know, the Astros are projected for 91 wins.
Yeah, I'm not liking the projections I'm seeing.
I mean, the projections still had Cleveland finishing first in the American League Central. So
that's true.
Take those with a grain of salt, I guess.
Yeah, I only have one team coming out of the West, and yeah, I think it'll probably be the A's. I would love for the Angels to make it, but I'm just not sure.
I'll put my stamp down. I'll take the Angels. God damn it.
Yeah. Well, the Angels to me now you say that, but the Angels to me right now, at least recently, have been in a similar light of the Phillies, to where it feels like they should be doing it, and it's just not happening. And I'm scared that might just happen again.
Yeah, the biggest problem with the Angels the last couple of years is still persistent this season. It's their pitching staff, and I think their bullpen has gotten better this offseason. I just think that things are going to have to go right for their rotation to kind of get everything together, unless they make another move. Like I like the Jose Quintana signing. I think he can be a swingman kind of guy. Although they have said they're going 6-man rotation so they can get Ohtani in.
Yeah.
As often as they can. So Quintana will probably be in the bullpen most of the year, but it's going to hinge on guys like Griffin Canning and Andrew Heaney panning out. Really, I think is where it's gonna matter the most. What about you, Josh?
The Rangers are going to suck too.
The Rangers are going to suck. Yeah, they're going to suck bad.
Rangers are big poopy right there.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, I like riding with Mike. I like Mike Trout a lot, man. You know, I feel what Nunez is saying. I like Mike Trout.
Oh, really?
Well, you like Mike Trout, dude? That's crazy.
Yes.
I bet a lot of people like Mike Trout.
Drafted him first overall in the fantasy, or first round for my fantasy team. So I like the passion pick that are the Angels, but I think the A's probably the favorite for the division betting odds. But I could be swayed either way. Want the Angels? Probably the A's. I'll mark it down as the Athletics.
All right. Well, let's move on to.
And the Mariners also play in that division. We didn't mention them once. The Mariners.
The Mariners are on the rise. They're one of those. They got
does prime Felix Hernandez play there?
No. Felix Hernandez is on a team that we will get to in a.
Okay. Well, then I don't think the Mariners will be any good.
Felix Hernandez is the fourth starter for the Baltimore Orioles this year.
I thought he was a minor league. He got brought up.
He made the team.
I'll talk about who else made the team when we get there. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a shit show. Let's get to the American League Central here, which I alluded to it earlier. It's not a great division. It's top heavy. I'll tell you that much at least.
Yeah.
Stinky.
I will say that I think I'll still put my stamp down saying that they have the best team in the American League, and that's the White Sox. Even without Eloy Jimenez, I think Andrew Vaughn is someone I've been getting like wildly hyped up for. Like Andrew Vaughn can just hit.
I love Andrew Vaughn.
He just hits. Like that's it. He's gonna go in there. He's not gonna play good defense in left field, but they don't have any other outfielders, so he's gonna play every day. and he's going to hit maybe 30 home runs. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I like, obviously they made a big splash in the offseason trading for Lance Lynn and signing Liam Hendricks to add to their pitching staff. Michael Kopech is going to come out of the bullpen. And
Is
also,
he for sure going to be a bullpen guy this year?
Kopech?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, they said that a while ago, and then they formally announced yesterday that Carlos Rodon is going to be their 5th starter. So,
oh man, I wish that guy were better than he is.
yeah. We'll see what happens. But I think my favorite thing still about the White Sox pitching staff is Garrett Crochet, who throws 9 trillion miles an hour.
Remember when we played the show and I brought him out of the bullpen? You just had no idea what to do with him.
Yes. Yeah.
Mark, sorry to stop the show completely for this, but Mark, when you brought up the show, I am pumped that Xbox has the show this year. I've pre-ordered it. I'm ready. I'm all in.
It's cross-platform,
Play a
right?
baseball game again. What's that?
It's cross-platform, right?
I have no idea.
I think so.
Yeah.
Should be.
I can't wait to not be able to play it. So basically, I game share with someone.
Okay.
And he has an Xbox Series X. And they're selling for some reason they're selling 2 different versions of the game, as opposed to what a lot of developers are doing, which has just been, not doing that basically. So I told him to just buy the version for the Series X, and then whenever I get the Series X, I will pay him for the rest of it and be able to play it then. So I don't. Depending on supply is going to determine when I can play the show. So, yeah, is what it is. But do you guys think that the Twins are making the playoffs this year?
Yes.
You do?
No.
I'm teetering.
Crashing down. This is the year.
I don't know about crashing down.
Crashing all the way to 2nd in the division this year.
They're going to lose the wild card game again, and it won't be a big deal. But yeah, I think they do.
I will say they. I'll probably say they don't. They have a similar issue to Washington, and that their lineup drops off a cliff after the first half, which begs the question as to why they non-tendered Eddie Rosario. But maybe they're that confident in the guy that
that's a big one.
They did it themselves. Maybe they're that confident in a guy that they just demoted to their alternate site, and Alex Kirilloff. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah,
right?
I still like the Twins lineup. I will never trust the Twins pitching staff, but
Nope.
I got 2 questions. I just remembered about the White Sox. Did you know that Jake Lamb plays for the White Sox now?
I did.
Did you know that he played for the Braves last year?
Yeah, and then he went to Oakland.
You mean Diamondbacks legend Jake Lamb?
Yeah, I didn't know he played for any team other than Arizona.
Yeah, he started with the Braves last year, was god awful, went to Oakland, had an incredible last month of the season, and then he got to deal with the White Sox.
And also, did you know that just earlier this month, the White Sox signed Billy Hamilton?
Yes.
Wow.
Love Billy Hamilton.
Billy Hamilton
Big
is on the
time.
White Sox roster.
God,
Cincinnati Redlegs legend Billy Hamilton.
He should probably be a kick return, but
I don't know. Somebody else talk about the division.
the White Sox are really good, and they're the best team in the American League. And I don't think Cleveland's going to be that good.
Hear me out. Does anyone else other than me have the Royals being the 3rd place team in this division?
I could see them finishing in 3rd place.
I just hate the Indians. I'm not gonna lie. I love that they have 2 absolutely studs, but I hate the rest of their team.
I want to put Kansas City 3rd because I've been on the Kansas City is better than you think train for a couple months at this point. Maybe, who knows?
What do you guys have the Tigers?
2nd.
Awesome. So bringing up studs in Cleveland Bieber's got to be on trade deadline watch, right? I mean, is he gonna Maybe a guy
depends.
that's
Is this year hit the last year of his contract?
good call.
Because
Yeah,
the
I mean-
Indians are big fans of having superstar players and then just avoiding arbitration, not by re-signing them, but by trading them somewhere else because they don't care about the future of their franchise.
Yeah.
So he's on salary, or he's technically with the team for this year, and then he's in arbitration year 1 next year.
Okay, so then yeah,
Still
maybe
got
he
a
is
few
on.
years.
Maybe he is on trade deadline watch this season.
Yeah, when they're
Yeah.
12 games under 500 towards the deadline, they're just gonna say sayonara. And give him to the Yankees.
God, I would nut if they traded him to the Yankees.
Bieber
I
Cole.
would not.
I would
I
not.
bust it. I bust one down.
Nut.
Dude is bussing.
So like I
Maybe
want
he's
to
not
say
too
I want to say Kansas City will be third, but I don't. Their pitching.
I
staff
like their
is-
lineup. I
is
just love
good.
their lineup, to be honest.
So
Mark knows he wants to see a revival out of one Andrew this year with the Royals.
did you know? Did you know that Gerard Dyson plays for the Royals now?
The
Yeah,
vacuum?
he re-signed pretty late in the offseason. Well, re-signed. He was there before, but yeah, he signed pretty late in the offseason to a minor league deal.
Gerard
Who?
Dyson. What a guy.
Are
Gerard.
you
Did
Gerard
you say
Dyson?
who?
Are you Gerard Dyson?
So no joke. I think I have
he's
the Tigers winning less than 55 games this season.
I wouldn't be surprised. They're so bad.
Oh my God. I think the Tigers are probably better than the Pirates.
And
You know,
I don't know.
Have we?
you know,
Oh, I forgot to do our
Oh,
rundown of
dude.
the Pirates rotation. Let me do that
There's-
again. Okay.
dude, no way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Casey Mines is going to be the opening day starter. Well, he's
Really?
not, but he might be.
All right. So you want to? Who wants to hear?
No, it's gonna be next.
So I know we did this earlier in the offseason, but let's do it
It
again.
is Matthew
right?
Boyd.
It's still very funny.
This is the Pirates rotation. Let's say here that none of them are projected for an ERA better than 4.32. So, opening day starter, Chad Kuhl, projected
Damn.
for a 4.75
Great
ERA.
Yeah, but think about
guy
this.
got
They have the rookie of the. Oh, sorry. Spoiler.
I didn't know we were doing rookie of the year picks, but yeah, absolutely. Brian Hayes is going to be the rookie of the year. Day 2 starter, free agent signing this time, Tyler Anderson.
Okay,
Big time
he's not
trade. That's a
that
big time
bad.
move.
He's not that bad. Matthew Boyd's gonna have a 6 ERA. He's their opening day starter.
To-
Yeah,
to
that's
every
what
pitcher
I'm
number
saying.
3. Maybe this is their last chance to get another good pitcher and then ruin him before they send him to the American League East. Mitch Keller. He might still be good. Who knows?
I doubt it.
I doubt it, but yeah. Starting pitcher number 4, JT Brubaker.
He could be.
All right, Mark, you need to- you
I
need
think
to-
Keller. Yeah.
You need to get somewhere else. You're back in the studio. And then number 5 starter, Will Crow. Josh,
I'm not gonna lie, sick names.
Josh, are you Will Crow?
I am not, but my cousin is. Mark may be being held hostage by Will Crow for all I know. In a dungeon.
Yeah,
somewhere.
I think there is a guy at my bedroom door with a gun. Are you Will Crow? He shook his head. No, he might be JT Brubaker, but I'm not gonna.
Will Crow, by the way, his Fangraphs projection is for a 5.42 ERA this season. He's going to be in the opening day rotation because Steven Brault is on the injured list. So,
Hey man, all I'm saying is if Vegas set the line at over under half a win for the Tigers, I wouldn't be comfortable betting the over.
So let's compare that to the Tigers rotation.
We got to get the Tigers rotation.
I'm pulling it up right now. The Tigers rotation at least has like a tiny bit of potential. Small bit. They got Matthew Boyd, who I think definitively
Matt
I can
Boyd
say
will
is
go
not very
16-14.
good. But then the second starter, they got Julio Teheran, who's actually been pretty good this spring. Not that I'm expecting anything, but is what it is. And then Tariq Skubal, Jose Urena, who sucks at baseball and also sucks as a person, and then Casey Mize as their SP5. So, I mean, at least they got a couple of young guys who might be good.
Yeah. I mean,
The Pirates don't have that.
You might want to take a yonder under their opening day lineup and then tell me how many runs they're
yeah.
going to score.
I mean,
this
their
year.
opening day lineup, they got some players.
Oh yeah, you got
names. All they have are names.
They're like the 9th team in the last 3 years to take a chance on Nomar Mazara.
Name one other team Miguel Cabrera bats third for.
Oh, come on. Ross Resource has a batting cleanup. All right.
Oh.
Also, Nomar Mazara is on the Tigers now?
Are
Yes.
you kidding me?
Yes, he is.
That guy stinks.
Oh, come on. This team's winning 100 games.
You know who else is on the Tigers now? Wilson Ramos.
Yeah.
Wasn't he a former Rochester Red Wing?
On a rehab assignment, he might have played down there.
Yeah.
Maybe. I have literally no idea. But yeah, I don't know. The Tigers aren't going to be very good. But I will take the White Sox to win the division, and I will take no other teams to make the playoffs out of the American League Central. That's my bold prediction, even though it's not really all that bold.
I'm with you. It's so bold. Both of us got it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still kind of like the Twins.
I think Boyd could still do 20, 25 wins.
Yeah. Josh, who do you have winning? Who you just have this White Sox, or you have a wild card team too?
It's the White Sox.
Okay. And then the American League East as well. Interesting division, partially because like the Yankees made moves this offseason, getting Jameson Taillon and Corey Kluber. But and Severino's coming back from Tommy John surgery sooner rather than later. What'd you say?
I said they kept Brett Gardner. That's huge.
That's huge. They kept the steroids guy.
Had to get rid of Adam Ottavino, one of the most filthy relief pitchers in baseball, just so they could keep Brett Gardner.
It's big, It's the locker room pick. They also have the woman beater, Domingo Herman. Not to mention the other woman beater, Aroldis Chapman.
This is true.
Yeah.
Cuban Missile.
Yeah. He sent that Cuban Missile of a fist into someone's face. Am I right, everybody? Anyways.
Oh, boom.
Boom, 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 boom. He's a shitty person. Yeah. So I don't know. I still assume the Yankees are going to win the division.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, I also have them winning the division.
Who is your second team coming out of the AL East?
Tampa Bay, but I'm not confident in it.
I got the J Blues.
I also have the Blue Jays.
So that's why I have no wildcard teams out of the other. Actually, now that I'm looking at this pitching staff, yeah, no, I'm gonna go with the Blue Jays second.
Yeah.
I know the what you call it. I know the Rays have already said that like they want like they have like 8 different guys that they want to get 100 innings for this season. Like the way that they go with pitching is going to make literally no sense, and it's going to work anyways. But yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll take the Blue Jays. I'm sipping the Kool-Aid of the Blue Jays this year. I'm giving it a little sip,
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
But that's why I said I didn't have any wildcard teams in the other divisions, is because I have both the Rays and the Blue Jays making the wild card out of the American League East.
Oh, I thought you had one for the West.
No, I did not.
Again,
I don't feel great about it. I still don't know whether or not Kevin Biggio is actually good.
I think he is.
And I've aired my grievances about that on this very show. But I think the rest of the lineup is good, and I talked about it last week. Like if Vlad can keep the And so his launch angle's gone back down to like 8 degrees total. I mean, it's a super small sample size, right? But if like he can get it up to around 10 degrees, then we're off to the races for Vlad Guerrero being one of the 5 best hitters in baseball.
I agree.
And he's gotta raise the ball a little bit more. I'll tell you what, this Blue Jays rotation scares me.
I think there's enough guys there that
Since when? I thought they had Taiwan Walker. Where's he?
he went back to Seattle, I think.
He went to the Mets.
Or the Mets, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Steven Matz is any good. And I don't think Tanner Roark is any good. I mean, I think he's a fine innings eater. That's what he is.
Yeah, he's a solid 4 guy.
Yeah. And then Anthony Kay. Anybody ever heard of that guy?
He's a kid. He's got a lot of potential. Same with Trent Thornton.
Well, this also is not mentioning Nate Pearson, who throws 10 trillion miles an hour, but he's going to start Nate Pearson and Robbie Ray are both going to start the year on the injured list. So
I think they might start slow, but I think the Blue Jays will hit their stride around June.
I tell you what, this might have been a blessing in disguise for their bullpen. Kirby Yates having Tommy John surgery because Jordan Romano is really, really good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How are the Red Sox going to do this year? Still stinky
no
pitching.
idea.
Just
I don't think the Red Sox will be stinky. I like the lineup quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, I think the lineup's really good. And I think the pitching is going to bounce back in a big way this year. And I think something's going to happen. They're still going to win 78 games.
78 games, and somehow that's going to be enough for 4th in the division.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys buying into this 0.0% chance of the Orioles making the playoffs?
Yes.
0.0, but I mean, I would give any team a 0.1% chance.
Yeah,
I would not.
A disrespectful line there.
I wouldn't give any team a 0.0% chance. That's not how sports works.
The Royals also have a 0.0 chance.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that one I think is a little messed up, but
we didn't even go through the what do you call it? The Orioles rotation, which by the way, Roster Resource doesn't have Felix Hernandez on the roster. So
he made the team. That's weird.
Oh, well, so they got John Means Business, who I think is good.
Yeah.
Especially if he keeps the velocity gains that he had down the stretch last season. But their number 2 starter, they'll be starting Saturday evening. Matt Harvey is the number 2 starter for the Baltimore Orioles.
Dark Knight, baby.
How many runs are the Red Sox scoring that night?
A lot. I'll tell you, the Red Sox will be all over my FanDuel lineup come Saturday. All right.
Yeah, the Red Sox are scoring no less than 5 runs against Matt Harvey on Saturday. Like,
their 3rd starter is Bruce Zimmerman. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of Bruce Zimmerman. They have
Zimmerman?
Jorge Lopez, who I've also never heard of, and Dean Kramer, who's pretty good. Dean Kramer is good.
That's a bad team as well.
Yeah.
At
least they got Adley Rushman still in the minors, you know.
Yeah, I think they're bad, but I want nothing more than for Trey Mancini to hit 40 home runs this year. So
I don't know if he'll get 40, but I mean, he did have a season.
No, but I want him to have. I want him to be great this year.
He's gonna match. I mean, he hit 35 in 2019. So
yeah.
In 2019, he hit 291 with 35 home runs and 106 runs, 97 RBI.
Wow.
How he did that in Baltimore, I have no idea. But
yeah.
Anyways, so what? Do we all have at least the Yankees and another team? I have the Yankees, the Rays.
I've got
Blue Jays.
Yeah, I have Yankees, Blue Jays.
Josh?
Yeah. Yep. Sorry, Blue Jays. Second. Yankees.
Yo, I feel like y'all are disrespecting the Rays a little bit.
I'm not disrespecting them. I think they'll be 3rd, but I think the Blue Jays are going to be slightly better. Also,
I think
Austin,
it's gonna
didn't
be
you have an
really cool.
announcement to make tonight?
Oh yeah.
I did have an announcement to make.
Okay, make that before we get into our award picks.
All right. Well, you are now talking to the newest fan of the Las Vegas Aces,
The WNBA team?
the WNBA team.
Is that the team that Kelsey Plum plays for? Because if so, I'm in.
That is the team that Kelsey Plum plays for.
Yeah.
They got brutally swept in the finals last year. Kelsey Plum tore her Achilles back last year in the early of the season. She didn't get to play. You know, they had her. She's a dominant force. I got her jersey on the way.
Do you really?
Oh yeah, not
Oh, that's
DH gate. No cheaping out. Supporting the cause.
Dude,
Kelsey
Austin.
Plum jersey on the way.
Austin, I remember when we roomed together, when she got drafted, you and I were looking for Kelsey Plum jerseys and we could not find them.
Yep. I even DM'd her and said, "Could I get a signed Kelsey Plum jersey?"
Has she responded?
Crushed me. No, she did not respond. She didn't care.
Well, while we're on the subject, I too am getting into women's basketball, and it only makes sense that the New York Liberty be my team of choosing. Sabrina Ionescu will tag team with Julius Randle, and we will take over New York.
She's very good at basketball, if anybody was wondering.
Oh, yeah.
In all seriousness, watching women's college basketball, when two good women's teams play each other, it's actually enjoyable.
Oh, it is. It's
So,
very
like, I
good.
imagine the WNBA, if I'm watching the Las Vegas Aces and not the New York Liberty, it will actually be pretty enjoyable to watch.
To be fair, I'm with Austin. As a fellow Kelsey Plum super fan, I will plant my flag in the Las Vegas Aces as well.
I'd love to plant my flag in a Las Vegas Ace, but that's not the
Oh, come on. Ooh, they also have reigning league MVP Asia Wilson. Like, that team is nuts.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Come on now.
Since everybody's doing, I will officially become a Seattle Storm fan.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
That's
Wow.
a bandwagon pick right there.
That's
Wow.
a big
Great.
leap.
It's because Brianna Stewart went to a high school that I played against in sports growing up. So
Ah.
Fair enough.
That's not because they just win all the titles. You know, that would be great.
I'd climb that
it's
beanstalk.
legitimately because of Brianna Stewart. I have followed her.
Get all,
Josh, you need to shut up.
I'd get all over that.
Josh, you need psychological counseling. Anyways,
I
let's
didn't even hear what he said. What did he say?
don't worry about it. I'll tell you when you're older. So we I don't even know. Mark, am I older than you?
When's your birthday?
By the way, do you happen to know who the Las Vegas Aces head coach is? Double
No, I
Y.
don't.
Bill Lambier.
Really?
What?
Come on!
Oh, then I'm a
No.
huge
That's my
Aces fan.
team.
Let's get it.
That's
Come
my
on
team.
now. All right,
How
I'm
does he
gonna
not
actually get
punch all
really
the
invested in
players?
the WNBA this season.
What?
Also, yeah, Nunez. I don't know if I'm older than you.
All right. Neither do I. So it'll remain a grand mystery. Let's get into award picks. Why don't we? Let's start the National League. I just want to do Cy Young and MVP. You know.
Okay, I've got Rookie of the Year as well. So.
Okay.
I also
Did
have
you-
Rookie of
okay.
the Year.
For Rookie of the Year,
Like a
did you just
movie.
pick Brian Hayes?
No, I picked Ian Anderson,
I also picked Dean Anderson.
and
I-
Brian Hayes is my runner-up.
I picked Brian Hayes myself because I think he's really good, and I think he's not only was really good for a couple months last year, but he's proven it again this spring. And
Yeah, he's
that guy, I mean, he's on the fast track to being one of the 5 best third basemen in baseball. Because not only if he can continue to hit like this, he's already so good defensively that like
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did he have a sub-2 ERA in the playoffs last year?
he did not, but he also didn't pitch.
Oh.
He also didn't pitch a
Oh.
game against the Cincinnati Reds, who combined for like
Oh.
3 hits and no runs over two games. So
Man, they're a fucking nightmare. Oh, sorry, the not safe for work.
so anyways, and then who was your pick for the American League?
Madrigal.
Andrew Vaughn.
My pick would also be Andrew Vaughn. So
Wander Franco is my runner-up because that kid is incredible.
he is, but I question when they're going to call him up, basically.
Yeah, I think he'll come up around June, and I think he'll make a Carlos Correa-esque push when Correa won the MVP or the Rookie of the Year in like 89 games or whatever.
That's fair. All right. Anyways, National League Cy Young. So I know we all picked winners. I picked a dark horse candidate and a long shot candidate. I don't know if
I did as
anyone
well.
else- You did as well. Josh, did you do that? Austin, did you do that?
I did not.
I just faded the chalk and went with my darker / long horse.
Gotcha.
Long, yeah, something.
Yeah.
Words are being said.
Gotcha.
My dark
Okay.
shot
Kinda
long
modal.
horse pick.
So who's everybody's pick for the National League Cy Young?
Jacob DeGrom.
God, you are lame. No fun.
My other two
Yeah.
are more exciting.
Mine is Maximus Prime.
What? Max Scherzer?
Scherzer.
Okay, I was like, it's like, who the hell is Maximus Prime?
I love that guy. Love that movie. I think for mine, I normally get DeGrom in my fantasy drafts. Couldn't this year. So I'm going with my number one pitcher drafted, number one division in baseball, Jack Flaherty, leading the Cardinals to domination in that division.
Number one division in baseball.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
a
glad someone
psychopath.
I'm glad someone picked up on that. Yeah. Jack Flaherty. I think guys got the stuff. I think the Cardinals dominate pretty well, and I think he gets a lot of wins out of it. So
Yeah, so I think there's a team that's at least a little bit trendy this year. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They're called the San Diego Padres. And my pick for National League Cy Young is their newest, shiniest toy, who has been incredible and a Cy Young finalist already on a not very good team. That's Yu Darvish. Is going to be my pick for the National League Cy Young this year. What about dark horses?
I got he's not going to take a day off this year. I got Walker Buehler is my dark horse pick. I think he's going to be the best pitcher on that Dodgers team.
I think it's dark only for the reason that like I don't know how many innings the Dodgers are going to let him pitch. Like if there were no questions about workload, I think I don't know as if it'd be dark horse at all.
No, that's the only reason I have him as a dark horse pick.
Yeah. Austin, what about you?
Something's in the water in Cincinnati. Luis Castillo.
I thought you were going to say TJ Antone.
No.
Tyler Mahle.
No.
Hey, he's really good.
hey,
No.
he's yummy.
Tyler Mahle is really good.
No, I mean my real dark horse, Steven Strasburg, stays healthy. Think about that. He strikes out 12 through 9.
Yeah.
Sub 3 ERA. He could do it.
I don't know how dark this is. My dark horse is going to be Brandon Woodruff.
Yeah.
I think serving as the Brewers ace this year, I think he's already proven that he can go deep into games, strikes out a bunch of batters. I know it's difficult. It's a fine line to walk, given how fastball dependent he is. But I think there's a good chance that if the Brewers are good, he will be a large part of that. So he's my dark horse pick for the National League Cy Young. What about your long shot picks?
Another shiny new toy in San Diego. This guy was the best pitcher on a terrible team last year.
Is it Joe Musgrove?
Joe Musgrove is going to have an awesome year this year.
Dude, I'm a huge Joe Musgrove fan.
Joe Musgrove is my long shot where it's like, if he's got so much, the defense behind him is so much better because he's a big contact guy. So he needs good defense behind him. He's got really good defense. That ERA is going to drop. The strikeout numbers have gone up each of the past few years. I think they might go up again. Give me Joe Musgrove.
I like that. What about you, Austin? Do you have one?
Long shot. Now, what you're going to hear is not a long shot in your mind, but in your soul, you're going to understand. Wait, other way around. In your soul, it's not a long shot, but then in your mind, it's a long shot.
Okay.
Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, I knew exactly where that was going.
He's going to somehow throw for over 150 innings, and he's going to dominate. He's going to have a sub 2 ERA this year. You watch. He's going to win 15 games, and he's going to be forced to be given the MVP and Cy Young.
Is that your official bold prediction in Major League Baseball this year? Is that Clayton Kershaw with a sub 2 ERA wins MVP and Cy Young?
No.
Oh, that'd be a good bold prediction. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I have a bolder prediction coming later.
Oh yeah, do you guys have bold predictions? I haven't come up with one.
No, it's part of my awards.
Yeah, I figured it was going to be around the awards. So
Okay, well I do have. I can come up with a bold prediction. It does come up in our National League MVP. So I actually have 3 guys who I haven't decided between. Basically,
attaboy.
my answer is going to be Christian Yelich. In the massive bounce back season. I mean, last year, basically all of his underlying numbers got better, and his strikeout rate skyrocketed. So if he returns to his career level strikeout rate, there's zero question in my mind that he will hit 300 with at least 35 home runs and 25 steals. Like that's stamp it down. That's a lock for Christian Yelich.
Lock it up. Throw away the key.
Lock it up. Throw away the key. And then I'll bring up my other 2 guys that I have listed if nobody else does. So, Mark, what about you?
It's Juan Soto. It's the best hitter.
You are so interesting with your picks.
Listen, they're MVP. Like who I actually think are going to win picks. These aren't the long shot picks. These are who I think is going to win. So I'm picking the realistic one.
What's more of a baseball guy than Mark than just being plain boring? And
That's fair.
Juan Soto, my pick for NL MVP as well.
I'd say I'm gonna go with a crazy take here. Unanimous MVP.
Oh,
Juan Soto, not close.
oh, god damn it! All right. Well, the other 2 guys that I had listed down, and I guess one of them could qualify as a dark horse. Yeah, so I'll save one of them for a dark horse. The other guy that I listed down as I think is going to have a massive, like you almost forgot kind of season, even though he kind of had it last year, is Bryce Harper. I'm buying in big on the improvements that Bryce Harper made last year. Career low strikeout rate last year. Yeah, I mean,
his walk rate was almost a career high too.
I believe it was a career high last year. So, I mean, if he continues those improvements to the plate, I think he's going to be right up there. So I'll start with my dark horse. I guess now that I've shifted it, I have 2 dark horses. My first dark horse is going to be Corey Seager.
My dark horse.
That's my less dark horse because I think Corey Seager is one of the 10 best hitters in baseball already, and not many people talk about that. But
and not even better than his brother.
Well, you know, but I think Corey Seager has a very strong chance to be the best hitter on the best team. Not a very strong chance. I think he's legitimately the best hitter on the best team in baseball. So, you know, it's dark horse, but it's not that dark horsey, which is why my other dark horse pick is going to be Nicholas Castellanos for the Cincinnati Reds. I've said it before. I believe it in the profile. This man has a JD Martinez 300 plus, 35 plus, 110 plus season in him. And if he does it, I don't care how bad his defense is going to be, even though they only look at WAR. So that might hurt it. But that Nicholas Castellanos is my dark horse for MVP in the National League this year.
I'll give you a dark horse. You know, it's going to be like a FU season. You know, you almost forgot, except it's not like he had a bad season last year. It's just that he's changing scenery, and everyone expects him to be bad because of it. Nolan Arenado.
That's also my dark horse.
Who is just, I mean, he's always top 5 in MVP. He just always is. And he's going to be again this year. And he's going to say, you know what? I don't need to play in Coors. I'm still going to hit 280 plus, still going to hit 25, 30 home runs, still going to have 100 RBIs. He's just going to do it. He's just going to do it.
Stank.
Yeah, I had the same pick for the same reasons. So
I got a great long shot. It's my favorite player.
What's your long shot, Nunez?
Oh shit, yeah. Okay, so this is my bold prediction this year. But it's incredibly bold. But my long shot is Brian Hayes. It's my long shot for NL MVP. And my bold prediction, stamp it down. Bold prediction, and obviously, bold predictions aren't meant to be ironclad, But bold prediction. Not only does Brian Hayes win NL Rookie of the Year, he finishes top 5 in MVP voting and wins the National League Gold Glove at third base.
Woo! That's
That's
a lot
my
of
bold
hardware
prediction
a
for
kid.
Major League Baseball this season.
Wow.
So Brian Hayes is my long shot.
And the Pirates still win 60 games.
Correct. And the Pirates still win 60 games. That's why I said top 5. That's
Yeah.
that's why.
My dark horse, the one and only leader in the home runs this year. Watch and learn. He's going to have 43 home runs. He's going to only bat like 262, so don't worry about that. He's going to have 110 RBIs. The one and only Jock Peterson.
Ooh, that's
He's
a
come
bold
alive
prediction.
this spring. He is an animal. He's a beast. And I feel like he's playing in a division that is going to allow for some success. He's going to probably get way more at bats than he did ever on the Dodgers because he's not going to just be a guy who only hits one every 8 games. So I love it. I love the idea of him just going out and hitting 40 piece this year.
So yeah, I would say is your bold prediction a Jock Peterson 40 piece this year?
It is. That is my bold prediction.
I'd love that. I was looking back at the Modesto Nuts hashtag Team Dinger, and I mean, Jock Peterson in the later rounds was a steal after his spring. I'm pumped. Between him and Josh Bell in those late rounds, I'm like, woo! Well, hit him, boy.
What was Austin's pick?
My Austin's pick was Jock Peterson.
Oh,
And Austin's bold prediction for the season is that Jock Peterson hits 42 home runs and 110 RBI.
oh boy. I don't know about that one.
Jeez.
Mark, what's your long shot pick for the National League MVP?
My long shot is one of my least favorite players in baseball, but the guy who's going to be the best player on his team this year, Manny Machado.
That's not a long shot.
Yeah, I hate
It is,
Manny.
it is when you play on the same team as Fernando Tatis Jr.
Not a long shot at all.
Currently,
Boom.
Manny Machado is, I think, 11th in odds.
What?
Yeah.
That's
12th.
also still not that long. I went with Brian Hayes, for Christ's sake.
I went with Jock Peterson.
Yeah, Mark.
All right, you know what?
Stinky
Don't-
pick.
That's your
Fuck
dark horse.
This is the show where we bully you into making a worse pick.
You know,
Right?
I will make a worse pick.
Yes.
All right. His name is
Yeah.
Josh Bell
Yeah.
That's a
I like
long
it.
shot.
with the Washington National. I'm buying into the spring training. I'm buying into the fact that he didn't suck for a year. You know what? Josh Bell's going to hit 310, 38 home runs. He's going to win the National League MVP.
That's
I think I get how this thing goes. You guys want a long shot? You want a y'all must have forgot.
It's gonna be
They want a
like
bad player, Josh.
Paul
not
Goldschmidt.
a
I'm
bad
kidding.
player.
I was kidding.
Paul Goldschmidt's
Paul
also a good long shot pick. Yeah, that's Josh. I can't hear you.
Stud.
All right.
My
there we go.
mouth is burp.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, American League Cy Young. We're moving to the American League here. I think I spoiled it last week. In that I am picking Lucas Giolito to win the American League Cy Young this year. Like I said, I think he's going to be the best pitcher on the best team in the American League. I think he's got 20 plus wins in him with, close to probably 11 and a half, 12 Ks per nine. Dominant stuff last year. I think he finally figured it out in his last about year and a half or so. And with the lineup being even better than it was last year, I think, I like his chances. What's everybody else's pick?
Are you ready for this?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Austin.
Talk it up.
Garrett Cole.
Mark?
Wow.
Austin and I have the same picks. We just have all of the same picks.
I'll never guess who you're going to pick for MVP. It'll be crazy.
You might be surprised.
Yeah, I'm with him. It's about damn time he wins one, right? So
That's fair.
Yeah, that's my main.
I also think he's just gonna have so much run support, barring health, that he's gonna have 20 wins. He has to.
Yeah. That's fair.
So,
But here's where we get to the more fun part. Who's got a dark horse pick for AL Cy Young?
The only reason mine is dark horse is because he might throw 107 innings but it's Tyler Glass.
No, you can't have my picks. You can't have every one of my picks.
Austin and I have all of the same picks.
No.
But Tyler Glasnow might have the filthiest stuff out of any starter in baseball. And if he is able to stay healthy and throw a lot of innings for this Rays team, which a lot of innings for a Rays team is 145, I think he's got a decent shot to win the Cy Young.
Awesome. Was that also your pick?
That was also my dark horse, yes.
All right. Well, my dark horse is a little bit darker than that dark horse. My dark horse is a guy we've already talked about this episode. It changed the scenery last year. Maybe they make a playoff run this year. My dark horse is Dylan Bundy of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Wow.
If he can keep the home runs in check like he was able to do last year, get those strikeouts back up, and if the Angels are good enough, I think that's one that's going to hinge on not only him hitting a best case scenario, but the Angels are going to have to be really good for that to happen. Those two things are going to have to go together. That's why it's a dark horse, right? You know, that's why you pick it. And then it's a long shot time. What we got for long shots?
Austin, I'll let you go first this time so I can steal your pick.
No, I'm gonna go a crazy long shot that's actually physically impossible. It's so long shot, but I have him rehabbing so quick.
Yeah, it's Trevor Cahill, right?
Luis Severino comes back and dominates. And Garrett Cole gets hurt, and they need Luis Severino to step up, and he does. That's my long shot. He somehow makes it back by June, and he just goes on a rampage.
It's a good
like
long shot pick.
I like that. Mine is another guy who plays on a team with one of our picks. That is Zach Plesac. I think Plesac's a really solid pitcher if he's not going out and getting COVID. I think he's got really good stuff, and I think he profiles very similarly to Shane Bieber, actually, in a lot of ways. Their deliveries are similar, their velocity and spin rates are similar. Like he profiles very similarly to Bieber, so I wouldn't be surprised if he had a really good year.
Yeah, it's funny. Zach Plesac was my original dark horse, but I swapped him out for Dylan Bundy. Also, I don't think I mentioned my long shot for NL Cy Young. I just remembered my NL Cy Young long shot is Zach Wheeler.
Oh yeah, Wheeler was really good last year.
Yeah, look, I'm in on the Zach Wheeler train, especially if the strikeouts come back, like they were not there last year. I think he changed his approach to be more of a ground ball pitcher. But I mean, the UFC just announced that we're going to have our first 5-round non-title co-main event in UFC history. UFC 262 in Houston, which is headlined by Michael Chandler versus Charles Oliveira. The co-main event is going to be Nathan Diaz versus Leon Edwards at 170. Ooh, baby. I like that. Baby or triple. Anyways, my long shot for American League Cy Young is a guy who might not throw 100 and however many innings, even though I think he probably will. This team showed faith in his first full taste of the majors last year that he should go 100 plus pitches if he needs to. That's Jesus Luzardo. Just give me my long shot pick for AL Cy Young. Yeah. Anyways, time for MVP. So I assume
I had a bold prediction there too.
What's that?
Forgot Mark's talked about Glasnow. Glasnow is going to be the first pitcher to finish a season with a 15K per nine.
Wow.
Watch out.
That's a lot of strikeouts per nine.
With over 100 innings.
I would say he might finish with a 15K per nine with like 170 strikeouts.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yep. Yeah, that's bold. Man. Anyways,
going bold.
I have another bold prediction, and I have a National League bold prediction with Brian Hayes. My American League bold prediction is also tied to my MVP long shot, but let's start with our actual picks here. I assume the three of you picked Mike Trout.
I did not.
I did not either.
Oh,
Chalk.
Josh is the only one picking chalk here. Austin, Mark, who'd you guys pick?
I'll let Mark go.
I picked a guy who I think might be healthy this year. And I think Aaron Judge might hit 55 home runs and win the MVP. He's going to be the best power hitter on the best team in one of the best teams in the American League. So give me the Judge.
I'm going to take the same pick I went with last year. Didn't pay off. He still had a good season. But I think they're going to need him to have an MVP season to make the playoffs. And I have them making the playoffs. So I'm going to go Alex Bregman again.
All right. And then Josh picked Trout as well. So, dark horse picks. Who we got for dark horse picks for AL MVP? Huh?
We're all thinking him, right?
I don't know.
Shohei Ohtani.
I was not thinking that. That's a really good dark horse pick.
That's a really good dark horse pick. I also wasn't thinking that. I was thinking Anthony Rendon.
Oh, well, that too.
That's very fair. Oh, I didn't even give my pick for MVP. My pick is
I was waiting for you to realize it.
My pick is it's off the beaten path. It's probably a dark horse in of itself. I had him listed with Jose Ramirez, but I decided to be more fun with it because I don't think the Indians are going to be very good. So, and this team might also not be very good. But I went with Rafael Devers as my pick for MVP this year. Another guy who can hit 300 plus with 35 plus home runs and 100 whatever RBI. I know. I think if the Red Sox are challenging for a playoff spot, odds are Rafael Devers is a big part of that in terms of the lineup. So consider me in on Rafael Devers this year. My dark horse picks, I have two for American League MVP. One is DJ LeMahieu. Look, his production last 2 years has been insane.
I was gonna say you're getting on us. He had 360 last year, Nunez.
And it's not like it's not like his lineup context has changed at all. So I mean, there's the very real possibility that he hits 325 with 30 home runs, 125 runs, like 90 something RBI. Like that's it's within the realm of possibility, right? So I went with that. And then my other one is partially defensive driven, partially assuming he can get his average up this year. That's Matt Chapman, Josh's favorite player. Matt Chapman is my other dark horse for AL MVP. Now, who's the long shots that we're looking at?
That one. Or actually, I have three.
I have two.
All right.
I'll tell you.
Shoot for it.
First one is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. It all depends on if that launch angle can get up. If not, then he won't. But I think there's a legit chance, and I think he's going to be right up there in MVP voting. Another one, I've got Giovanni Urshela.
Whoa, that's a long shot.
Yeah, my last two are very long shots.
That's long. I like it.
Urshela has been playing his brains out in New York, and I think give him a full season, and I'm very excited to see what he can do. And my third, also from the American League East, he's also probably a long shot or at least a dark horse to win Rookie of the Year, Bobby Dahlbeck.
Jesus.
Okay.
That's long.
This
go with the homer pick there.
Bobby Dahlbeck.
This guy, when he fell to me as the last pick in our fantasy draft, I was so excited. This guy hits bombs.
Mark. What team does he play for?
The Red
Sox.
It is. Oh, that's why.
He's going to be the starting first baseman for the Red Sox this year.
I get it.
And he's going to hit like
700.
270 with 45 home runs. He hits so many home runs.
That's bold.
Okay. That's bold.
All right, Austin, who are your two long shot picks?
My first one is a former MVP, stays healthy. That's the long shot. Giancarlo Stanton. In the best lineup in the American League, in my opinion, when healthy, I think that he has the potential for 100,000 RBIs if he stays healthy. So the sky's the limit for him. I think the pitching in that division is como se dice,
A Dookie Cheeks.
Dookie Cheeks. So I mean, kind of weird that he'd be a long shot. If you said that a couple years ago, people would be like, "Are you crazy?" But yeah, that's where we're at. And another guy who was the better signing that season, let it be known, JD Martinez is my other long shot. He got his
That was
cheating back.
coming.
They
Yeah.
got it. They let him cheat again. They brought his technology back.
Whoa.
Let's be honest. When
Whoa.
the guy's allowed to cheat, the guy's phenomenal. He comes back. He's a cheater again. He's gonna let it up. He's gonna hit 300 again. Everyone knows it. Everyone was like, "Oh wow, he sucks again." No, he just wasn't allowed to cheat. He's back, baby.
That is huge.
All right. So my long shot is tied to my bold prediction for the American League. My bold prediction is that this player hits 56 home runs, leads the majors in home runs by a country mile, and wins MVP. And that's Jorge Soler of the Kansas City Royals.
Wow.
Jorge Soler is one of the 6 or 7 players in Major League Baseball that has true 50 home run power in that bat. And I think this year it goes right. He hits 275 and hits 56 home runs this season and wins the American League MVP. Well, that's not actually my bold predictions that he wins MVP. I guess, yeah, if assuming he hits
If
that many home
Jorge
runs, he wins
Soler
MVP.
hits 275,
Jorge Soler hit 275 like 2 years ago.
No. You mean the guy who's a career 101 hitter? Ooh.
Jorge Soler in 2019. Give me a second. Oh, he hit 265 in 2019. Sorry. He hit 265 in 2019 with 48 home runs.
All right, so that's not actually that crazy then, but now I feel like I gotta formulate a bold prediction here. And I want one. And so now we talked about DJ LeMahieu. We're gonna see our first ever 400 hitter.
God. Jeez.
DJ LeMahieu.
Does he play? Does he tear his Achilles after 30 games? What the hell happened?
No, he plays 163 games.
Oh,
He bats 410. That's how crazy he is.
And
We're gonna have our first 15K through 9. Jock Peterson's hitting 40 home runs, and DJ LeMahieu's batting 400, also hitting 30 home runs. I mean, the guy's unstoppable, and he doesn't even win the batting title again. That's what's crazier.
Yeah, Tim
Mark
LaCastro
wins
is
the
going to win
batting
the
title.
Who's gonna win the batting title? Miguel Cabrera.
Miguel
Again, that's-
Cabrera is going to hit 490.
Well, actually, he'll have 500 because he'll have 2 at bats and then tear his ACL. He'll win the batting title,
And they're gonna
They'll
give
change
him
the
out of
rule for him,
respect. Yeah.
All right, here we go. We're doing Juan Soto's hitting 98 home runs.
All right.
Oh, okay, now you're just getting ridiculous.
He's putting Barry Bonds to sleep.
How many did Stanton hit in his MVP year? 57?
59.
59. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'll stick with that.
Home runs shy of the record.
Yeah. 60 or not 60, 56 for Jorge Soler this year. That's my bold prediction. Anyways, let's make World Series picks. I don't care about the rest of the round of the playoffs. I don't feel like making that prediction. We'll get to that later in the season, right? World Series picks. I can't imagine this is going to go any differently, but I will start. I will take the Dodgers.
Boo!
Wow. Beating the Yankees.
Boo!
Wow. In the World Series.
I'm going to take the same prediction that I had going into the playoffs last year.
If I remember correctly, that went terribly wrong. So
It went awful.
Mark, you're not very good at predictions. You might want to switch it up occasionally.
These teams are even better this year because it's the White Sox and the Padres. And the Padres are going to lose the World Series to the Chicago White Sox.
Bold prediction for that. Game 7, bottom of the 9th. Andrew Vaughn hits a walk-off home run to win the World Series for the Chicago White Sox.
That would be sick.
Count it.
Yeah, give me the
How
White
about
Sox.
this? Game 7 of the World Series, bottom of the 9th. Billy Hamilton hits a walk-off home run to win it for the White Sox.
Now that's bull.
Nah,
And
that's
inside
how
the
you
Parker.
And inside the Parker.
Billy Hamilton hasn't hit a home run since he was in Little League.
I got my World Series prediction for you. Nunez went with the classic, big name markets. That's what everyone thinks. That's how it's going to happen. But baseball is watched in Central America.
I was gonna say he's gonna go for the other big name markets to go with the Mets and the Angels. That's what he'll do.
No, but that would have been better. That would have been a better prediction. So what I got here for you, Nunez.
You can go the 2 Central teams. I swear to God.
What'd you say?
So you're just gonna go Cardinals, White Sox. You're gonna go the 2 Central teams.
Bang! Cardinals, White Sox. They are win now, baby. The Cardinals are there. This is their moment. Adam Wainwright on his last leg, on his last hip. He's there. He'll be pitching in one of those games against, Tim Anderson and Luis Robert. And that'll be a dogfight. That's my bold prediction. And you'll see the St. Louis Cardinals raising the flag at half-mast. There it is.
What?
Who died? Who's dead? Did
Tony
Aaron Rodgers die
Lusso
on the mound?
during the series. But they raised...
Nice. That's just
What a bold prediction.
is that the White Sox make it to the World Series and Tony La Russa dies during the series.
The Cardinals raised.
Wow. Well, I got mine. If you would have listened during my NL picks for MVP and Cy Young, you'd have seen a common theme. So my NL team making the World Series this year will be the Washington Nationals, because I believe they will have the MVP and Cy Young this year, which at that point, it's hard to say I think they lose in the playoffs with that. And then meeting them, they finally get it done, and they get there. The New York Yankees put it together. They get the health they need. They make it there, and they beat the Nationals in the World Series and finally put it all together. That team's just too good to fail. It's almost kind of like the Dodgers of the recent, where you're like, they're just too good. It's going to happen, but when? This is the year. Yankees fans finally get the ring they've been waiting for decades, centuries, that they need,
Haven't won enough of them, if you ask.
Yeah, I agree.
Ask me.
I agree. So anyways, that was it. That was fun.
Yeah.
We've gone about 2 hours at this point.
Mhm.
This is one of our longer episodes. But anyways, if you make it this far, we appreciate you watching. Next week, we will be doing a few things. We'll be doing a March Madness recap. We'll be doing a NFL offseason recap, and we'll be doing a Masters preview next week. So make sure to Georgia. I don't remember how the song goes.
The whole day through.
Anyways, come back next week for golf, basketball, and football, all in next week's episode. But in the meantime, make sure to follow us on Twitter at Hot Stove Pod. That's at Hot Stove Pod on Twitter. For the YouTube side, make sure to smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, smash the notification bell as well, and make sure to leave a comment if you feel like commenting. For my co-hosts, one of who is mouthing incoherently, Mark is saluting as if we're playing taps in the background, and Austin, you still can't see.
It's for the White Sox. We're playing
for
tag.
Tony La Russa. I'm your host, Zach Nunez, and we will see you all next week. Thank you for watching.
Come on!